So, keeping it going. My last video was, I don't know what it was. I was just talking about Mezcal or something. Decided to end the video because I wanted to make it half an hour and it ended up being 45 minutes, but I'm still feeling talkative. Check out my skull. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? Halloween's coming. It's like full of diodes, or LED diodes, I think they're called. It's filthy, by the way. I really need to clean it. I was using this skull to drink tequila out of in a previous video, but now I've just turned it back into what it's supposed to be. And I'll just leave this here because that's fun. And my skull will be keeping me company. As you know, or actually you probably don't know, I'm drinking Busca. It's a mezcal, which I, in my previous video, gave a stellar review to. And I've been listening to End Times by Eels, which is a really cool album. I love albums. Don't you just love albums? Isn't that cool? There's Mark Oliver Everett, also known as E. And that's just really neat. These albums always have a cool, he usually does that digipack thing. I think these are called digipacks. But yeah, great. It's on Vagrant Records, mint condition, disc surface. What's reflecting there? Oh, it's reflecting me, reflecting back. I was like, what is that? Is that I didn't know I had a TV behind me. I'm not very smart, especially when I've been drinking, which is now. This is me. This is me in the near future. You'll see. It's getting pretty much near the end times for me, as people have been telling me. But for today, I have nothing to consider other than the delicious mezcal, which what is this? What you're supposed to drink out of this glass in this shape? I usually drink mezcal out of a different shape of glass, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. I think it's my cabinet in my room, but I was in the kitchen looking for it and I couldn't find it, but I don't know where it is, but it's better to drink it out of something that has a wide base, so it opens up the flavors, but then tapers off at the top, goblet style, so that, because you want to be able to open up the flavors, but you don't want a lot of air coming down into it, is my theory on that. Is that skull gonna fall? Now, it's like, you ever see that Tempur-pedic commercial where the dude's with his wife on the bed and she's reading a book and he's jumping up and down on the bed and she's got a wine glass on the bed and he's jumping up and down and the wine glass isn't moving? What scenario is that to sell you on a mattress? You definitely want to get this mattress because when your wife's reading a book and you really just want to jump on the bed, but she's drinking wine that she keeps on the mattress because apparently no one's ever heard of a nightstand. This is the only mattress that's going to make that whole thing play out without there being a huge disaster. Oh man, Tempur-pedic. I don't know. I've always wanted to lie down on a Tempur-pedic mattress. I never have. It's on my bucket list. I've always wondered, is it that great? First of all, is it worth $6,000, or is there a Tempur-pedic kind of clone imitation wannabe Tempur-pedic that is also the same, whatever that material is, that's half the price, let's say, that's just as good? Because I do have one of those Tempur-pedic pillows, so I'm familiar with the material, and I also have an X brand Tempur-pedic material pillow that's it's supposed to be that memory foam stuff, but it's not. Tempur-pedic brand. It's not the Swedish-made Tempur-pedic brand that was developed for NASA or by NASA or whatever. And it's not the same. The Tempur-pedic one is way better. At the same time, I'm not crazy about either. I really like just a nice feather down pillow. Nothing beats that for me because a couple reasons. One, I just like it. I don't know what it is. I just kind of like a feather down pillow. And two, if I had back pains or shoulder issues, maybe a Tempur-pedic would actually be therapeutic and therefore necessary. But for my comfort, I prefer a nice feather down. And also, Tempur-pedics are weird. If they're too hot, if it's too hot in the house, that Tempur-pedic, it's too soft and the sponginess is lost. And then again, if it's too cold, then it hardens on the edges. So it'll be it'll take the right shape where your head is, but then on the edges of the pillow it'll be too hard. So then that's weird to me. So I'm not crazy about it. It's a $140 pillow. And, if the temperature, if all the conditions are perfect, it's really cool. It's neat, but for me, it's not ideal. Even a cheap, like $10 pillow is probably, going to be fine. I'll fall asleep and sleep well. Just with that. I've slept in many very uncomfortable places over the years, and it really doesn't take much for me to feel like I'm comfortable enough to simply fall asleep. When you're tired enough, you'll get rest though. So, but not getting appropriate amounts of sleep is really a big problem. Also, Jose, I gave a shout out to some guy. If you go on YouTube and you search Fillmore Hitchhiker, I think he's got some guy named Jose Sanders, I want to say. But I couldn't think of his name in another video, and I still don't know if that's his name. But I thought about it, and I was like, you gotta at least like identify him, because I watched some of his videos. I always use him as a reference when people say like, your videos just meander and go on forever, and you're not saying anything. And yeah, but what about Jose Sanders from his channel? I think it's called Sanders Journeys. Dude will make like a 4-hour video where he's just like walking like at night. And all you hear is like the gravel crunching under his feet, and occasionally he'll say something. And it's like, and then he'll upload like a 4-hour video, and he's got like 180 subscribers and like 1 million views. And he even has people that know who he is that tell him like he can crash at their place and stuff. So, if Sanders can make 3-4 hour videos where nothing really happens and he doesn't say much, I should be able to make a half-hour video where nothing happens and I don't say much, right? Of course, right. What's that from? Is that from Falling Down? The guy goes, right? Of course, right. Oh, man, Falling Down. Michael Douglas. I want to call him Uwe Boll, but what's the name of him? Susan Sarandon? No. Who's the woman from... He's the guy that says, I love the smell of napalm in the morning in Apocalypse Now. And he has the same last name as not Susan Sarandon, but the woman from The Shining, opposite Jack Nicholson, his wife. They share the same last name, Duvall. Her name is Shelley Duvall, and his name is Duvall as well. I want to call him Uwe Boll because he plays a character named Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. He's Boo Radley. Robert Duvall. That's how my brain works. It's in there somewhere. I just have to figure out like the right. And this, what's that new app? Something Timescapes or like Roomscapes or whatever, where you have to like pull little keys to unlock puzzles to help the person like get out of a bad situation. That's like the inside of my brain. Like I've never played the app, but I've seen these ads for it, and that's like the inside of my brain. I have to like pull keys to solve like a puzzle so that I can find the cheese at the end of the maze. So that's just how my mind works. And that's like a Glick thing, isn't that? Like when you're talking and then you decide to all of a sudden make your sentence do that. That's a Jiminy Glick thing. Man, who remembers Glick? Primetime Glick with Martin Short? So much fun. So enjoyable, that character. And then he would do this really high-pitched thing. So then he would jump up on the couch and like squat on the couch and like stuff a bunch of jelly beans in his mouth. Man, Primetime Glick was the best. Martin Short is a genius. Whatever happened to Martin Short? What's he in now? I think he's into like a dramatic show now. And he's like all like Alan Baldwin. He's all Alec Baldwined out in this like new show on Amazon or whatever. Or maybe it's on HBO Max, or maybe it's on Disney Plus. It's probably not on Disney Plus. But it's on one of those ones. Maybe it's a Stars Circle. I don't know. There's like 1,000 pay like subscribe. Like it's like nobody has. I'm like quoting American Psycho. Like, nobody has channels anymore. Nobody goes to channels anymore. like TV has become Dorsia. Nobody goes there anymore. That is my favorite line in American Psycho when Bateman goes, nobody goes there anymore. It's like you know that's not true, but the way he delivers that line is so cool. I didn't even know Christian Bale was like a Welsh. He's a Welsh actor. He has like a thick British Welsh whatever accent. And I did not realize that. Christopher Nolan as well, also British, I think, or South African. What is Christopher Nolan? I heard him talk, and he has a subtle kind of accent, but it's definitely not American accent. Un-American accent. It's an un-American accent. Christopher Nolan, and I always thought Nolan was a filmmaker from the U.S. So that's I'm curious about that. Speaking of which, and here's the great way that I'm gonna introduce my new video. 10 minutes in, I like to make them half an hour, but it's probably gonna go for an hour. I'm gonna talk about Batman.